Do you refrigerate all your food because you think it keeps everything safe and fresh? You might be shocked to learn that certain foods actually become toxic when stored in the refrigerator. Urologists, nutritionists, and neurologists alike warn that a few everyday foods, when chilled, can release compounds linked to cancer, dementia, and serious digestive damage. In this video, we're uncovering 5 common foods that should never be kept in your refrigerator. And you'll understand exactly why. These are foods most people store the wrong way without realizing the hidden danger. When you refrigerate them, their chemical structure changes, producing harmful toxins or triggering processes that destroy vital nutrients your brain and body depend on. Stay tuned until the end, because the final food on this list is something almost every household refrigerates, and yet it has been scientifically connected to brain inflammation and memory loss over time. By understanding how to store your food safely, you'll not only protect your health, but also preserve the nutrients that keep your body strong, your mind sharp, and your energy high. Now let's begin. Number 1, potatoes. Most people store potatoes in the refrigerator, thinking it keeps them fresh for longer. But according to food safety specialists and nutrition experts, cold temperatures can trigger a dangerous chemical reaction inside the potato that turns its natural starch into sugar. When these sugars are later exposed to high heat during cooking, whether frying, baking, or roasting, they combine with amino acids to form acrylamide, a compound linked to cancer and nerve damage. Acrylamide doesn't come with a smell or taste warning. You can't detect it, yet it quietly builds up in your system over time. Researchers have found that frequent exposure, especially among older adults, increases the risk of cognitive decline and may even contribute to dementia by damaging nerve cells in the brain. That means something as simple as storing potatoes the wrong way could slowly harm your body in ways you don't notice until years later. Potatoes prefer a cool, dark, and dry place, not a cold one. The ideal storage spot is a pantry, basement shelf, or a paper bag in a cabinet away from sunlight. The temperature should be moderate, not freezing. When potatoes are stored correctly, they stay firm and nutrient-rich, without developing the harmful sugars that cause problems later. Another issue with refrigerated potatoes is the way they affect digestion. When the starch changes to sugar, it alters how your body breaks it down, leading to spikes in blood sugar levels, something especially dangerous for people managing diabetes or insulin resistance. By keeping them out of the fridge, you protect not only your brain, but also your blood health and energy balance. If your potatoes have already sprouted or developed green patches, that's another red flag. These indicate the presence of solanine, a toxic compound that can cause nausea and, in severe cases, neurological symptoms. The fridge accelerates this process by stressing the potato. So always check your potatoes regularly. Remove any that are soft or green, and buy them in smaller quantities to ensure freshness. A simple shift, storing your potatoes in a dark cabinet instead of the refrigerator, can drastically reduce your exposure to carcinogens and help your body function more smoothly. Think of it as a quiet act of self-care, something so small yet powerful, in keeping you healthier and more vibrant with each meal. Number 2, onions. Many people toss onions straight into the refrigerator, believing the cold will make them last longer. But storing onions this way can actually make them toxic over time. Onions naturally absorb moisture and bacteria from the air, and when they sit in the refrigerator's damp environment, they begin to break down faster. This process creates sulfur compounds that not only alter their flavor, but can irritate your stomach, and according to recent studies, contribute to chronic inflammation in the body, one of the root causes of many diseases, including cancer and dementia. When an onion absorbs excess moisture, its texture becomes soft and watery. As the layers begin to decay, it produces mold spores and harmful microorganisms that can easily go unnoticed. These compounds don't just spoil the onion, they release gases that can contaminate other nearby foods. That's why a single onion, stored improperly, can affect everything else in your refrigerator. Cold temperatures also destroy the natural antioxidants found in onions, especially quercetin, which helps protect the brain from oxidative stress and supports memory. When refrigerated, the onion cell walls break down, causing the nutrients to oxidize and lose their potency. In short, refrigeration not only ruins the taste and freshness of your onions, but also strips them of the very compounds that help fight disease and aging. The best way to store onions is in a cool, dry place with good air circulation. A mesh bag, a paper sack, or even a woven basket allows them to breathe and stay fresh for weeks. Keep them away from direct sunlight, and from potatoes because the gases potatoes emit accelerate onion spoilage. If you've already cut an onion and want to save the rest, wrap it tightly in a dry paper towel, place it in a sealed container, and store it in the refrigerator for only a day or two. Anything longer, and you're risking bacterial growth. It's worth noting that onions that have been refrigerated for too long tend to give off a strong odor even before they spoil. That smell is a warning. It's a sign that the onion's chemical balance is changing and that it's no longer safe or nutritious. Your brain and your body rely on antioxidants to fight inflammation and degeneration. Keeping onions fresh and chemical-free is a simple but powerful way to protect your health. Remember, fresh onions don't just make your meals taste better. They keep your mind sharper and your immune system stronger. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, tomatoes. Tomatoes are another food that should never be stored in the refrigerator, yet nearly every household makes this mistake. The moment a tomato is chilled, the enzymes that give it flavor and aroma start to break down. What's worse, cold temperatures destroy the antioxidants that protect your body from inflammation and disease. Among those antioxidants is lycopene, one of the most powerful compounds known to reduce the risk of heart disease, cancer, and even age-related brain decline. When a tomato's structure is damaged by the cold, it releases water and loses its firmness. The cell membranes rupture, causing the flesh to turn mealy and dull. You may notice that refrigerated tomatoes taste bland or sour. That's not just poor flavor, it's chemical degradation. According to studies in food science, storing tomatoes below 50 degrees for more than 2 days can cut their antioxidant levels in half. For seniors, this means you're missing out on vital nutrients that help maintain cognitive function and defend your body from oxidative stress, which is directly linked to dementia and cancer. Another risk comes from bacteria. Refrigerators are often filled with condensation and micromoisture, especially near produce drawers. When tomatoes absorb that moisture through their delicate skin, it becomes a breeding ground for bacteria such as listeria, which can cause serious infections in older adults with weaker immune systems. You might not smell or see the contamination, but even a small amount of bacteria can harm the body over time. Tomatoes thrive in moderate temperatures. Store them at room temperature, stem side up, on a counter, or in a paper bag away from direct sunlight. If they begin to ripen too quickly, keep them in a cool, not cold place. This allows them to stay flavorful while retaining their nutrients. Once a tomato is cut, you can store it briefly in a sealed glass container for a day, but it should be consumed as soon as possible. Tomatoes are one of nature's best gifts for heart and brain health, yet refrigeration destroys their natural healing power. The flavor that disappears isn't just taste, it's the loss of natural compounds that protect your memory, skin, and immune system. Every time you let a tomato ripen naturally on your counter, you're giving your body the full benefit of its vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, just as nature intended. When food scientists talk about living foods, they mean foods that continue to breathe, ripen, and nourish. Tomatoes are exactly that. Keeping them out of the refrigerator not only preserves their taste, but also preserves your health and longevity. Your brain and body will thank you every time you eat one fresh and full of life, rather than cold and nutrient depleted. Number 4, garlic. Garlic is often praised for its ability to strengthen the immune system, lower blood pressure, and protect the heart. But what many people don't realize is that refrigerating garlic completely changes its chemical composition, turning one of nature's most powerful medicines into a potential source of toxins. When garlic is exposed to cold, moist air for long periods, it begins to sprout and develop a green core. That sprouting process triggers the formation of sulfur compounds that can irritate the digestive system, and when cooked, can form harmful byproducts associated with oxidative stress in the body. Cold temperatures also interfere with garlic's ability to produce allicin, the natural compound responsible for its antibacterial, antiviral, and anti-cancer properties. Once chilled, garlic's enzymes become inactive, meaning that even if it looks fresh, it's nutritionally weaker. You might notice that refrigerated garlic tastes sharper or more bitter. That bitterness is a sign of chemical breakdown. Over time, eating garlic in this condition may contribute to chronic inflammation, which is one of the key pathways leading to both cancer and dementia. Another concern is mold. Garlic cloves stored in the refrigerator are highly prone to absorbing excess moisture. This damp environment encourages the growth of Clostridium botulinum, the same bacteria responsible for botulism, a potentially life-threatening illness. Even if the garlic appears fine, invisible spores can still form, and once consumed, they release toxins that attack the nervous system. For older adults, especially those with weaker immune systems, this risk can be far more severe. So how should garlic be stored properly? Keep it in a cool, dry, and ventilated area, like a hanging basket or an open bowl on your countertop. Avoid plastic bags or sealed containers that trap moisture. Garlic needs to breathe. When stored correctly, whole bulbs can last for weeks, sometimes even months, retaining both their flavor and their health protective qualities. If you've already peeled or chopped your garlic, it can be kept in a tightly sealed glass jar, with a thin layer of olive oil in the refrigerator, but only for a few days. The oil prevents air exposure, but it's important to use it quickly to avoid bacterial growth. Garlic's power lies in its purity, its natural oils, enzymes, and antioxidants working together. Refrigeration disrupts that harmony, stripping away what makes it healing in the first place. Think of garlic as a living medicine. It thrives in room temperature, not in cold storage. When you store it properly, you preserve its ability to fight inflammation, boost brain health, and protect your heart. Something as simple as a dry bowl of garlic on your counter can quietly work as one of your strongest defenses against illness. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, bread. Bread is a staple in most homes, yet it's one of the most commonly mishandled foods when it comes to storage. Many people refrigerate bread, assuming it will stay fresher for longer, but this habit quietly destroys both its quality and safety. Food scientists have found that refrigerating bread accelerates a process called starch retrogradation, where the starch molecules recrystallize, turning the bread dry, hard, and nutrient depleted. But the greater concern is that this process can create the perfect breeding ground for mold and mycotoxins, substances linked to cancer, liver damage, and neurological decline. When bread absorbs moisture in a cold environment, it starts to sweat inside its packaging. That moisture feeds microscopic fungi, especially Aspergillus and Penicillium species. These molds produce mycotoxins, invisible to the naked eye, which have been directly connected to brain inflammation and memory loss in older adults. You may think removing the moldy part of a loaf makes it safe again, but the toxins can spread far beyond what you can see. Every slice could carry trace amounts of harmful compounds that slowly accumulate in the body. Refrigerating bread also changes its chemical makeup, weakening the natural fiber that supports digestion and blood sugar control. The starch molecules harden, forcing your digestive system to work harder to break them down, often leading to bloating, fatigue, and unstable glucose levels. For older adults managing diabetes or heart conditions, this can quietly worsen inflammation and oxidative stress, key drivers of both cancer and dementia. Instead of refrigeration, bread should be stored in a cool, dry area at room temperature. Keep it in a breathable bag, like paper or linen, rather than plastic, which traps humidity. If you buy more bread than you can eat within a few days, freeze it in airtight portions. Freezing preserves freshness and prevents mold growth without altering the bread structure. When you're ready to eat, toast or warm the slices gently to bring back their texture and flavor. Also, pay close attention to the type of bread you buy. Highly processed white bread often contains preservatives that may extend shelf life, but can also irritate the gut and raise blood sugar quickly. Opt for whole grain or sourdough varieties. They're richer in natural fiber, probiotics, and nutrients that support heart and brain health. Bread has been part of human history for thousands of years, long before refrigerators existed. Storing it naturally not only keeps it safer, but also honors the way it was meant to be enjoyed, fresh, nourishing, and life-giving. Small habits like this make a big difference over time. The foods we eat daily either heal us or harm us, and something as simple as how you store your bread can tip that balance toward health or disease. Protect your mind and your body by keeping bread out of the refrigerator and giving it the care it deserves. What seems like a small adjustment today could be one of the most powerful steps toward preventing the very diseases that rob people of their memory, vitality, and peace. Final thoughts. As we close this video, take a moment to think about how many of these 5 foods, potatoes, onions, tomatoes, garlic, and bread are sitting in your refrigerator right now. Most of us refrigerate them out of habit, believing we're protecting our health, when in reality we're quietly doing the opposite. The way you store your food affects far more than freshness. It affects your body, your brain, and your long-term well-being. Cancer, dementia, and other chronic diseases don't happen overnight. They're the result of years of small, repeated choices, like how we cook, eat, and store our food. Every decision either strengthens your body or weakens it. And the beauty of this truth is that it means you still have control. It's never too late to change your habits and protect yourself. By keeping these foods at room temperature, you preserve their nutrients, their natural defenses, and the balance that nature intended. You'll notice your meals taste better, your digestion improves, and your energy feels steadier. More importantly, you'll be protecting your brain and your cells from the chemical stress caused by improper storage. These aren't complicated medical procedures. They're simple, practical steps anyone can follow. And for older adults, these small adjustments can make a remarkable difference in overall health. You've spent a lifetime taking care of others. Now it's time to take care of yourself in the simplest, smartest ways possible. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't